Scotched Eggs by Mark Stevens from Scotland Outdoors. The old folks' hame was a' recht, but life was awfu' droll, and the matron o' the hale shebang was more than Jock could thole. She was a nippet little critter, her life one long parade, as the head and funner member o' the Anti-Fun Brigade. Every year midsummer they got taken out to the park to hae an old folks' picnic. Well, you can stuff that for a lark, for all you'd get was sandwiches, a fine piece and some tea. Nae chance o' a tin of lager, or a dram, or two, or three. For the matron was teetotal, a brethren queen for Bucky, and as she'll nae longer bide there, then was nae Bucky lucky. She had nae truck wi' alcohol, strong drink like beer or whiskey, but Jock would get refresh it yet, though his ploy was surely risky. The nicht afore the picnic, Jock had got his plans all figured to sabotage the enterprise and see the hale thing jiggered. He'd use a bit of subterfuge to liven up the shower. Aye, subterfuge and picnic feud and cask strength aberlour. He got the swap of an old syringe for a half-pound bag of sweeties, for an old soul, cried Marianne, for had type 1 diabetes. Now he crept into the kitchen like a commando on a bridge and tiptoed across the lino and opened up the fridge. Aye, there they were, just like last year and for many years afore, a tray o' orange ballies aneath the ice tray door. They were a matron's contribution, supposed to be a treat, a boiled egg and breadcrumbs and some gay tush sausage meat. Jock just didn't like 'em. In fact, it was mair like hate. They clogged up his dentures and got stuck aneath his plate. Matron Kenty didn't like 'em, and frankly didn't care. She'd stand and watch him finishing, and then come back wi' mair, the witch. Time and again he filled the syringe. He kept a careful tally and scooshed a double whiskey into every orange bally. If matron ever jaloused his plan, she'd fairly hit the roof, for every yin o' her picnic treats was now o'er 70 proof. The following morn they headed out, a weary band of soldiers, a crocodile of zimmers, o'er 20 coffin dodgers. They found a nice spot on the grass and gradually settled down, and sat in resignation while the scran was handed round. The sandwiches, well, fit can you say, were much mere bread than filling. They'd obviously warmed up the juice while the pot of tea was chilling. The Empire biscuits had gone all soft. The cake was like asbestos, but matron's treats, they all concurred, were totally stupendous. Their een went wide, they sat up straight. They said, "These things are rare." And matron was dumbfounded, for they all cried out for mair. The eens with teeth, they champ it down, and while she just stood and looked, for the toothless eens among them just gummed their bars and suck it. Nobody's sure if it happened next. The police report was sparse, but the annual Aldean's picnic fairly turned into a farce. They were a-swimming in the fountain, they were fechting in the dubs, and one couple in their 90s headed off into the shrubs. A big fat dame, cried Teeny, who manifestly was nae, showed dimpled knees in a wild straight trees, and let's be fair, she hasna. She scandalised the matron, took the wind clean out her sails by using paper hankies to do the dance o' the 7 veils. They all agreed, as far as picnics went, it really was the tops, that the best of the entertainment had been victim with the cops, and fu matron had been arrested, carted off down till the station for trying to poison old folks, chemical intoxication. That night they sat contented in the day room o' the hame to review the day's proceedings and rejoice in matron's shame. Jock's pal Tam asked, "Fit d'ye cry those orange ballies? Aye, they fair gie her a flag." And old Jock murmured and smiled, "Oh, they cry those things, Scotched egg."